everybody. Pen here with Yogacises. So I have Andrew Mongar here. So we met in a group. I think, yes, in a InPower Accountability Group by Nani Barnal. He's been really active in the group. He posts on a daily basis. He works out. He eats healthy, and he's very motivating, keeping everybody accountable. So it's been awesome. So let's start with sharing about a little bit about you and how has it been, like what has been happening in the group for you, and how has that changed you being in this accountability group?
Well, thank you first of all for having me.
Right.
A lot has changed for me just within the last couple months with becoming a part of this InPower Accountability Group because of who I was. I really didn't have no goals in my life. I didn't care about looking towards the future. I was just surrounding myself with negative people and living for the weekend. I was at the time working in a warehouse, 12-hour days, 5-6 days a week. Yes, I've always kind of had that motivated spirit inside me to know that there's more out there for me, but I never really pushed myself to get out there and do something about it. Now, with being invited into this group and joining in and gaining all the different advice and value from all the different individuals that were in this group and that are constantly growing in this group, I've completely changed who I was because now I'm pushing past obstacles that would set me back. I'm being more motivational, not only to myself, but others. And I've actually overcome certain steps as far as, I'm writing goals down every day. I'm jumping over fears that, would have held me back. And now I know what my future is going to hold for me, and I'm working towards it every day.
That's awesome. But based on how you're posting, how you've been always there in the group, being present, and I'm encouraging others to do the same thing, it almost seems like you've done this before, like you've been part of a group like this before, but you haven't. So that's really amazing.
Well, I appreciate that. No, this is the first time. So I like to keep everybody engaged because if you're going to grow, then you want to help others grow with you. And if you're going to be a part of a group, then you should be active. You should be able to go out there and share with others your wins, your losses, and what we can do to help you with that. Instead of just sit on the sidelines and kind of just viewing things, you want to put your information out there so we can help you grow with us.
That's amazing. So for listeners, I know you're helping others, you're gaining a lot from it. So what are your suggestions? What would you say to people who aren't in an accountability group and how important it is for them to be part of one?
Well, just from my past experiences is I would let myself give up on myself. Now, I don't know if you realize what that might mean to some people, but if you don't hold yourself accountable to go out there and do what you want to do, then you're just going to keep on putting your life on hold. You're never going to be really happy with yourself because you're never pushing yourself. Before jumping in this accountability group, I didn't have that push. I've gained so much push and motivation and inspiration from certain people inside this group that now I have that, just that spirit to go out there and fight for a better day. Beforehand, with many people out there now, I was just like them. I would wake up and I wouldn't care about how my day went out. I would just smile because I was alive, but I didn't care whether or not it was going to be a great day or a bad day. I just went through the day. But now as I'm holding myself accountable, it's to that point to where I can go out there and I can create my day because I know that my day is going to turn out how I plan it to be. And I hold myself accountable. I keep promises to myself. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. If not, I get upset at myself because I let myself down. And other people might see that as a win or a loss to them. But if I know myself that I should have made that a win and I didn't, then I took that loss. But that means I got to keep growing. I got to change something so I can better myself. And that's the same thing with other people out there. You have that opportunity to grow, to be that change. You just have to take that risk in becoming that change.
You're so right. I definitely agree with you. Another thing is, also when you're in a group like that, you're posting, so other people are seeing what you're doing. And if you don't do what you're doing, people will be like, "Okay, what's going on? Where did he go?" And then that way, it's almost like people are missing you if you're gone missing, and that way, it's like almost like a reminder, an external reminder, not only an internal reminder saying, "Okay, I got to get this done," because not only other people are watching me, using me as an example to get better for themselves, but also for yourself as well.
Exactly.
You've been posting about this workout challenge. So tell us more about that. How's that working out for you?
So it's Andy Frisella's 75 Hard Challenge. It's about 75 days that you have to do these specific, objections or goals, which are you have to work out twice a day for a minimum of 45 minutes. One has to be outside and the other can be inside, or they can both be outside. You have to read a minimum of 10 pages from a book. You can't listen to an audiobook. You have to read 1 gallon, not read, you have to drink 1 gallon of water per day minimum. You have to take 1 progression pick per day, and then you can't have any alcohol or any cheat meals for the whole 75 days. Now, if you forget to work out, you forget your progression pick, you forget to not drink your whole gallon, or you listen to an audiobook, you got to start all over again. So you got to go from day 1 to day 75, and you got to be hard on yourself. Now, I heard from Andy Frisella on his podcast, the MFCEO Project, that he stated that this isn't so much of just a physical challenge, because to some people it can become a physical challenge, because if you're only used to working out 1 time a day, now you're going to 2 times a day, on top of adding water and trying to read and do no cheat meals. So you're kind of limiting yourself to a specific diet. With that, it can be a complete different change. I myself, I found that it helps mentally motivate me and push me to a point where I haven't done certain things in the gym, but now I'm out there challenging myself every time I'm in the gym, because I want to see what I can do. I want to pass my limits. Now, with the 75 challenge, he stated it's a 100 to 0, because you want to go all in. You're going to win no matter what. And that's his views behind this. And with that, I agree, because if you're not putting your all into what you're doing, then you're not being your best at what you can be. And so with that, some days might be a struggle to get everything in. Just like last night, my nephew graduated from high school, so it became a later night. But I still went out at a little after 11 p.m. and made my last little power walk in, because I knew I had to get something in before midnight. I was counting down the time, and I was like, I got to do this, otherwise I got to start all over. And I'm on day 26 today, so I'm pushing. But it's that point, like, I'm not giving up on myself, because I don't see it as a struggle. I see it as just another daily challenge that's, just moving along with where I'm trying to go in life. And it's helping me, not physically, not just mentally, but, emotionally too, because it's helping me, give me that push that I need, along with being in this group, because I'm not the only one doing it either. So we got multiple people in this group as well. And just having that camaraderie and multiple people throughout the whole US, and then even in, international, it's that point to where we're all competing with who we are, not just others, but with who we are as a person. And we're trying to become better than who we were yesterday. So I actually love it. It's great.
That's amazing. Yeah, I can see like on day 1 and until this day, it's like, you're improving every time and you're getting stronger. And also it's developing a habit as well. Like if you miss, let's just say you miss 1 day, and you're going to feel a little weird because you've been doing this for so long, and it's like, it's almost like part of you now already, right? Like I bet
Right.
after the 75 days, you probably still want to continue just because, or you start over the challenge over again.
Right. I've thought about it. I've thought about whether or not I want to continue it, but it just depends what my lifestyle is going to be like in another 49 days, because there could be a lot of different positive changes within that 49 days. But, I'm still going to continue to grow and do this, and it's just going to help change me.
That's amazing. It's because you're picking up your physical activity level, and you're basically working on a lot of different aspects of your life, mentally, physically, emotionally. And so your diet has to change a little bit too, right? To just keep up with the pace of your physical activities.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit, more or less. I've been on a diet already before I started the actual 75 hard challenge. So with that, I was already counting calories and tracking my macros. So this right here wasn't too much of a difference. I just added making sure to, drink a gallon of water a day, hit the second workout a day, and then, take the pretty much no alcohol, because the rest of it, as far as hitting the gym in the morning, reading, having no cheat meal, and taking a progression pick, I was already doing before this. So it wasn't too much of a challenge for me. It was just taking the time that I had in my afternoons and adding a workout to it, and then, slightly just adding no alcohol, even though I wasn't drinking at that time either. It's just more, just solid foundation that I had to limit myself with. And I loved it, so I'm just growing from it.
That's great. I'm glad that there isn't too much of a change for you. So what advice would you give for somebody who's like really having to do a major change just to prepare for this and follow through with it?
Well, with this, I would say, definitely push to become your best at it, but don't start off like, if you're going to the gym and you never went to the gym before, don't start off lifting heavy. Don't start out running 5 miles. Begin small and then work your way up. If you've never been to the gym before, period, always constantly make sure to stretch before and afterwards, because that'll help with just growing. It'll be strengthening the muscle fibers and helping your body relax. As far as the diet, you want to make sure that you can speak to someone who's either already on a diet plan, or if not, if you don't have that time and resource to do that, just look online and look for something that might be able to help, keep you under, that specific, level that you're looking for. But it's really not all that hard. You just got to cut out all the excess sugars, the fats from like fast food, fried foods, stop drinking all the sodas and juices, stick to water. And then with that, it's literally not as hard as many people make it sound. It's just a mentality. You got to break the mental block that you already have in your head, and you just got to get over it and say, hey, I've been doing this all along. I just haven't really been thinking about it. And then just starting with, the reading. If that's something you've never done, if you've never picked up a book before, go buy something that you're passionate about, something that is either going to help with your career or help with who you want to become in life, so that it'll keep you just enthused about reading. You'll just get dived into the book and you won't want to put it down. Because if you get something that you're not attracted to, something that's not going to catch your attention, then with that, you're just not going to be able to read, because you're not going to want to pick up that book, and then you're going to fail from the start. So find something that's going to give you that motivation to pick it up and open up and read that minimum of 10 pages. You can read more if you want. I read 50 pages one day because I had the time, so and I loved the book because it just kept me going. But you want to find something that's going to help bring your passion out, so that you're actually happy about what you're doing. And then as far as just the whole drinking water, if you're someone, like I have some family members who hate water. Now, I don't understand how they can hate water. Like, it has no flavor. It's good for you. But, sometimes it's also, has to work with your body. Now, if you're not medically able to drink water, I don't know how that's going to work for you. I would definitely talk to your doctor. But if it's just something that you've never done before, as far as you just didn't want to drink water because you hate how it tastes, get over it. Just go out there and drink the water, because it's something that you have to do. You have to push yourself past who you were so that you can become more today. And then, it's just about the no cheat meals, and with that, the no alcohol. If you cut all that alcohol out as well, that's going to help you with the no cheat meals, because you're not worried about eating all these fast foods and fried foods to hold up that alcohol so you don't get sick. If you don't eat all these sugary breads or sugary cereals, that's going to help you as well. So it kind of all goes together. It just depends on, your motivation to get out there and actually do it.
Mm-hmm. And that's true too. Once you get started, you're feeling better. You want to go back to the alcohol and the sugary drinks, because then you're gonna feel tired and you want to get moving. So it's like it's like all connected, right? Like you said.
Exactly.
And the best part with this group is that we have people who are specialized, who are experienced in nutrition, in fitness, these different areas. So if you don't, like, if you're lost or don't know what to do or need advice on like different exercise routines, and just see what other people are sharing in their exercise workouts videos, or ask somebody in the group who knows about nutrition and ask them for advice, meal plans, and things like that.
Exactly. And they're also willing to help you out with that. They're not out there just trying to sell you. They're actually helping you, telling you, hey, if you want to make a change in your life, here's what you can do. It's an easy step by just counting your calories, tracking your macros, eating healthier, and you'll notice the difference. And then, as they state, because I've gotten to that point too as well, is where I can go shopping and I already know kind of what is going to help me out and what's not, what's going to be too high in calories or too high in fats, and what's not. So, you can kind of memorize the food that's going to benefit what you're working towards over just going and grabbing some food to stuff your face with.
Right. So it's almost like this group is all inclusive, where it targets all different areas, and there are masterminds for different topics each week. There are free masterminds for just anybody publicly, and anybody can join. And there's also the specific ones just for our group, which, we can gain more from that. That's pretty awesome as well. So how are you benefiting from all these masterminds in the group?
Well, on the masterminds that I'm able to jump on due to work and the hours that they are, I love them because, if you got anywhere from 7 to 9 figure earners coming on and sharing how they came from nothing to where they're at now, and they're actually giving you that value and that advice, and it's raw and it's real, then it's that point to, like, I myself know that if they've done this and they've been where I'm at, then I can do it myself. All I have to do is I just have to get down and I have to grind. I have to put in those hours that they speak about, and I have to, pretty much block off all that negativity and all that excess circles that everybody thinks they need, because you don't need to have a big circle. You technically just need to have a circle big enough to where it's your support group, the people that are going to actually help you grow. And that's just like this InPower Accountability Group is, I stick to my phone more than I do around my neighborhood, because my neighborhood is filled with people that aren't thinking big. Their mindsets is stuck in, I can't wait for a Tuesday night or a Friday, Saturday night so I can forget my day. I'm rather, trying to read and benefit my life and gain some type of information so I can grow. So I'm usually on my phone and I'm networking with people. I'm in this group and I'm talking, I'm growing, I'm getting advice, just looking at all the different wins from everybody in the group. And that helps me out, and with having these masterminds, that helps so many different people out in this group that they get motivated, they go out there and they make a decision and it changes their life. They get super fired up, and I see that, and that gets me fired up because I see their wins. I see them going out there and just changing a little thing in their life, whether it's just one phone call to a specific person that they didn't think about calling, or going out there and making an extra 10 phone calls, or just going out there and marketing, doing something different and seeing the end results and how it's changed. And then their life just gets super, super just 100% better. And that makes me feel better because I know that if they're doing that, then I can do that same thing. I just have to go out there and push myself to do it. Even though, yes, we all get scared about taking that chance, taking that risk because we don't know what the end result's going to be. We still got to do it, because if you don't, then you're left with the what ifs, and the what ifs are just going to turn into regrets, and you don't want to live a life of regret. It's just that point to where you want to go out there and you want to be the best you can. So you gotta say no to that doubt and that fear, and you just got to keep going.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely motivating, and these are real people who's been through these things, and sometimes you can you can relate to them. You're like, okay, I'm going through similar situations, and they're going through that, and they've done it, so I can do it too. It's motivating.
Definitely. It's very inspiring. Even when they, because you're able to ask questions, and when you get a question and you don't really expect the answer, you're just kind of like, okay, he's probably going to say this. And then it completely changes when he says something different or she says something different. And you're like, damn, I didn't really think about that. Like, that was kind of hardcore, but I'm going to take that. I'm going to write it down, because if you're telling me how it's worked for you, and you're sitting in a position that I want to be at, then I'm going to go ahead and listen to it. You know, even though it might sound like I don't know how I'm going to do that exactly, because I'm at a loss for words right now, even though this is great information. I've got to learn how I'm going to get there, and I'm going to push myself to get to that stage, because that's where I want to be in life. And it's just those type of that value that you get from those masterminds that can help change a person's life.
Right, that's so true. And I have one more question, not well, like yeah, a statement. So she does, morning wake up calls, messages, quotes, and then she sends out weekly newsletters and homework. How is that? Those homework assignments go for you?
Oh, honestly, I find them pretty intriguing, because it's that point to where, I find the newsletter, and I'm usually at work at the time. Excuse me. I read it as soon as I can, and I kind of bring a smile to my face, because I'm like, okay, this is gonna be fun, or hey, this is nice. I like this. This helped me out today. And then with the assignment, it's different every week, because some weeks you have to actually evaluate your life. You have to think hard about where you're at, and then where you're going, what's benefiting you, what's serving you, what's holding you back, and then like this week with this live interview, a lot of people are stepping out of their comfort zones, because they're not used to getting on the phone, let alone being on a live or just recording themselves. That being a part of this group is helping bring people out like that, because you want to see who you're talking to. You want to get to know that person. And myself, before this InPower Accountability Group, I never got on, Facebook Live. I never got on a Zoom call. I never tried to actually be, just visibly alive on a phone, because I was afraid of, one, how I looked, how I'd portray myself, what others thought of me. And there's just all these self-doubt thoughts and fears that literally could have just, disappeared. It was just all mentality that I had focused up on who I was, and I wasn't letting myself grow. And with these different assignments, she helps bring out, who you really are deep down inside. She challenges you to get, just have an interview with another complete different person that you just met from this group. You may not know where they're from, what their life is currently like, but you're reaching out and you're becoming more than who you were, because you're doing what you're not used to doing. And I find it intriguing. I find it challenging. I find it exciting, because with that, you're not just growing as a person, but you're growing as like-minded individuals. As the more people reach out to each other, the more you're going to network, and you're going to meet other people that are just like you. And that's what's going to motivate you just to not stop, to keep growing. And that's what I love about it.
That's so true. And with her energy, very contagious, very positive energy, always like very motivating. And you too, as well as a very active member in the group. We need more people like you to be in that group to encourage others to do the same thing. I can share my experience of what's like for me in this group, but I haven't really talked in depth about what other group members are experiencing in that group. So it's really great to hear your perspective and how you're benefiting from this group. So I just want to say that for those that are listening and are interested in joining this group, talk to the person that mentioned you this interview, share. And another bonus to this is anybody that does referral, you get a referral bonus. So speak out to Nani and talk to the person that shared this interview, this podcast, this YouTube video, and let's grow this group and have more people to just connect with and share our healthy experience with. Thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate it, taking your time to do this. And so let's end with
Let's go and let's grow.
Oh, all right. Let's root for this group. This is awesome. Thank you for coming on.
All
This is
right.
pretty exciting.
No problem, Pan. Thanks for having me. You have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
All right. So, oh,